That also defined through the senses. If you want to practice unconditional love, you should be able to go beyond your senses. Then you will become unconditional. Once you are unconditional, your love will be converted into an energy, like a rose flower. Once it is blossoming, the flower is not asking somebody to enjoy the beauty and smell the aroma. No, the flower is just blossoming as the flower. Then anybody who is around that area, who is having an open nose, they will take a deep breath. And anybody who is having good vision, they will enjoy the beauty. So flower is not bothered whether it is being enjoyed or not. That is what is called unconditional love. So everybody has the potential to blossom up from within. Come on, then we have to do it unconditionally. That will be the real message of religion.
Yeah, just really quickly, we've got Sharif joining us as well, and he's in Bangladesh and everything like that. One of the things he's been talking a lot about, and I'd love to hear your thoughts if you're seeing it in India as well, is the rise of the youth. And it seems like the youth are getting more involved in politics, but also more involved in their faith journey as well. So I know you have a young lady that's helping you and everything like that. So how important has the youth movement been in your own work, and are you seeing the youth doing a lot of great work, even in your work at your center and everything like that? So, if you can just talk to us a little bit about the importance of the youth movement.
See, these are all again politicalized religion. People are seeing something through their narrow vision. And the people say, I am right. You should also follow me, and then only you will be right. No, we should be able to appreciate ourselves first. If I have self esteem, I will come to know how to respect others. If I don't have my own self esteem, what will happen? I will be ignorant to respect others. Once that ignorance is there, the companion of the ignorance is arrogance. The person who is ignorant and becoming arrogant and endorsed by some of the beliefs, then it is such kind of people can easily be institutionalized. There the politics will come. The worldwide the problems are, it's not only in one area, all over the world. What's happening? There is an unnecessary clash, unnecessary competition. All these competition and clashes can be easily handled if they are prepared to sit and talk. In India, again in yogic tradition, it is called Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda, Chaturmarga. Four methods are there to establish peace. It's a very interesting. I was so fascinated with that. Sama means make equal. If one of my friends is having a problem with me or like a disagreement with me, I should make him sit with me. Come on, we are equal. Let us share our energy. So talk each other. So it's called Samya. Means you might have heard about a name Swami. Swami means everything can be handled in a like equal way, synchronization. If that is not working, you give something. Avoid the clash. If you are wealthy enough, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually consistent, share that energy, give him something, whatever it is, and avoid that clash. Dana means giving up. If that also not working, the guy is very arrogant, then take him to in a court, bring it to the in front of law. Let the judge decide what's happening. So go to an intellectual argument. That's called Bheda. If that person is not ready for that also, then only use power, danda. These are the four ways even permitted by traditional people. So before this danda means attack and physical clash, three sections should be experimented or should be adopted. But unfortunately, Now, all over the world, what do you see? There is a clash or disapproval or disagreement between two people or two countries, they're getting into a fight because there is no spiritual harmony. Everybody should be aware of scientific spirituality. Then the clashes will be gradually vanishing. That is the only way. That's usually I say the soul, the essence of Indian wisdom can solve the problem of the world. This is what I say.
Yeah. How do you get past the whole notion of arrogance and ego? Because there's a lot of arrogance and ego throughout the West and everything like that, and that seems to be part of the problem as well. So, how do you get people to get out of their mindset and get past that notion of arrogance and ego? I mean, we've got certain people in political office that definitely have quite a bit of ego and arrogance and don't always want to listen unless it is beneficial to them. And I'll just leave it at that. So, how do you get past people that have a certain style of arrogance?
See, that's what we have to make a plan. People find it is very difficult. It's like when like a epidemic is spreading everywhere, like what is it, COVID-19. People were reluctant to go for vaccination. But what happened? Almost all governments became determined and they instructed, forced the people do take the vaccination. That was the only way for, in front of the governments. I was not ready for taking vaccination, but government said if you want to travel, you have to show the certificate of vaccination. Then I was forced because I wanted to go to other country to see my daughter. So like that, if the ruling front or the leaders become aware of the benefit of scientific spirituality, please mark the word scientific spirituality, then enforce that among the society, definitely we can make a global change.
Interesting and everything. I noticed you've got an artwork in your back and everything like that. So, is that one of your art pieces or an art piece of one of your students?
Sorry?
I noticed there's an art piece behind you. Is that one of your artworks or one of your students? It's right behind you.
It's not?
Is it a student's artwork?
There's an artwork behind me.
Yes. Is that your artwork?
It is an artwork of my student, one of my students. She's an artist. And when I explained about this thing, that is the symbol of marma, vital points in the body.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's a vital part. Dr. Sharif, what's going on in Bangladesh? We've got Guru Shivan here, and you might have some thoughts for him as well. I know Rick's had some thoughts as well, and I'm hoping Nick will join us. I saw Steve pop in earlier, but he popped out, so hopefully he'll pop back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Guru Yogi Shivan, to joining today's sessions. And I want to give special thanks to Pod TV to organize this show. Definitely, I had my friends, Rick, Mr. Sasha, and Mark, always supporting my initiative. Recently, World Talent Economic Forum, we are working with these grassroots level communities as well as different universities, financial institutions. Even in India, we are working with Gujarat Chamber of Commerce, knowledge chambers, as well as some of the IIT, like IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bombay. We are developing startup ecosystem in between South Asia. What you discuss about all of the religious factor, I really like. Even in my personal life, I follow Karma Yog, right? In Islam, we call it Amole Sali. Even in Christianity and Western world, they also practice, I call it mindfulness. So we have a connection, interrelationship in between different religions. What actually Guru Yogi said about conflict, about distance, about all of the misinformation, disinformation, that is important. We need to respect all of the religion. We have to deeply understand Western world. On the other hand, Western world also has to understand the global South communities like India, like Bangladesh or Pakistan. And religious is something I believe that it gives us peace, if it gives us discipline, and some moral values, and what you call it kormo job, like we are working for our ethical activities and all of the things, which is very important. But I believe there is no difference in between Muslim, in between Christianity or Hinduism or Jewish or Buddha. We have to respect each other, and we have to develop a better world. So we can learn each other. Thank you, Guru Yogi. Today I learned a lot of interesting things from you. But I love to learn more, my friend Rick and Sasha, how they think about humanity, how they think about talent economy. And I already shared, you can check that recently with many university, I'm deploying our startup ecosystem. I find a lot of youth and they are observing Pot TV. Pot TV also part of this ecosystem. So what's your thoughts? What my youth community can get from Western world as a culture? Sasha,
Question to
or
you.
I think Sasha or Rick, about Western world cultures and community for youth development.
Well, I think the guru is right that we need to look at consciousness, but we're entering into an era of artificial consciousness. Within 10 years, that I know a tech guy who says that by the year 2100 there will be 1 trillion AIs in the world. Now, not all of them will be conscious. You know, when your refrigerator tells you what you need to buy at the grocery store or buys it for you, your refrigerator won't be conscious. But you know, if you want to get a robot girlfriend in the year 2085, that'll be possible. And the technology, you know, with the chips in our head and all this stuff that's coming, will enable us to connect to each other and to, well, more intimately than ever before, and pipe information directly into our head more powerfully than ever before. And the guru's right that, yeah, we need to look at consciousness, focus on it, but what we think of as consciousness today will change over the next 50 years when AI, you know, becomes this, you know, the most powerful thinking entities on the planet. And how do we fit into that crazy new ecosystem?
Well, that's one thing I was going to ask Guru Siobhan. One of the things I've noticed is that you're using a tool that is used not that much by folks in the Eastern religions as much as it probably has been in the past. Because one of the things that I noticed is that you have a very active YouTube channel where you are actually giving philosophical lessons on a regular basis and everything like that. So how much of that is going on? And do you have people that are also coming to a pilgrimage at your center? Because I know you have a center there in India. I believe it's in Kerala, if I remember correctly, and everything like that. So tell us a little bit about your center and also how you're using modern technology to get your message out there.
That's what I'm saying. See, everything is changing. Technology, right from the beginning, technologies are changing, and it was there and is going to be there. Like many people say, ancient people were not scientific and they didn't have much talent. See, there is a temple in South India, 1200 years old, 1200 years, and it is made with a certain technology which the rocks are interlocked each other. There is no metal used. Around 200 feet high, you can see that, and how people made it. And astrological calculations. Now we think the earth is round. How many thousands of years ago it is clearly written Bhu Gol, means it's a spear shape. So people were there, they were having different types of knowledge. Now we keep on changing. Right now, we are exchanging our energy through these kind of machines. Mind is using machines to interact each other. Then maybe, as he said, next 50 years, 100 years, things are going to change. Same time, our intellectual efficiency also will change. So keep monitoring this change then we can handle everything in an efficient way. Where we fail is we don't know how to use this machine. Like now, there is a computer is in front of me, and I am not very much, experienced. I am not an expert in this. I don't know how to use this machine properly. That's why always I keep an assistant. So if I try to handle this, definitely I will be in trouble. Same way, this is the most sophisticated machine given to us by nature. But again, who is the nature for yourself? If you look inside, you will come to know you are the creator for your own body, your own mind, and your own existence. So I forgot about myself. That's the problem. If I know how to use this machine, I can adapt any kind of changes. This is what we should practice. So modern technology will keep improving, and one day we'll reach to a position that our intellect cannot go beyond certain limit. If you read that book, Tower of Physics, written by Dr. Fritjof Capra, he was an atomic scientist. If you go through that, as a scientist, he was concluding that where the ultra modern science has abruptly stopped, there the Indian spirituality has got its beginning. There is a book, 2200 years ago, it started recording it. It's called Yoga Sutra, the authentic text of yoga. You know how it starts? Chittavritti Nirodha Yoga. We want to know the reality, arrest the functions of mind, obliterate the boundaries of your intellect, then go beyond it. The whole book is starting from that point. You stop the mind, then the science is being revealed. So use this all technologies, and you are destined to do that, and you have the right to use everything. But the technology should not guide you or control you. You should control the technology. This is what we have to adapt.
How much does you find your message getting through even to the leaders of India? I know a lot of people are big fans of Modi, even though I know there are others that aren't big fans of him in India. But are you able to have a direct access to a leader like a Modi, or is that something that you don't even try to have, is access to the political leaders of the world?
I love Modi because he represents the Indian tradition. These many years I have been studying the political ideologies, but they were not aligned to the traditional values of India. But this person, as a politician, he declared that I am from this tradition, and he is really, following the tradition, propagating the tradition, and he is using that spiritual value for uniting people. We cannot forget about our forefathers. Our tradition is the real strength. According to modern science also, now we can say this life is an extension of my 7 genetic memories. If I am not educated, if I am not appreciating my, predecessors as a successor, how can I be successful? So this is what is his charisma. This is what is his speciality. And this is why the irrespective of political thoughts, there are many political ideologies in India, thousands of ideologies. But irrespective of these political ideologies, majority is following his instructions, because he is propagating the traditional values of Indian spiritual wisdom. So once this message is taken to all world, people will be happy because they will be feeling something from their heart. Now the modern world is guiding everybody through the mind. Brain is too limited to understand the reality of our heart. So teach people like Modi, go back to our own heart. Listen the heart. Really God is talking to us through the heart. If you fail to listen your heart, you are failing to deal with your situations. So this is what here I love it, and things are reflecting all over India and some part of other worlds also.
How important do you think it is to have an understanding of your history as well? Because I know a lot of people, when they think of Indy, they think of Gandhi, and they think both of Gandhi, the historical figure, but also Gandhi's daughter as well, and everything like that. So, how important do you think it is for people to be in tune with their history and their historical figures? And is that somebody that you admired as well?
Gandhi was, of course, he was the embodiment of other, section of yoga and Indian tradition. So he was like everything was provided to him, but he was not attracted to anything. Got it? No. So like the political leaders, rich people were inviting him, providing everything, even food. It was abundant for abundance of food was there, but he might have been eating once a day. That also very little food. You might have seen his body. So he was using his tolerance, fighting against the law of nature. Nature asked you to fill the stomach. He said, "Why should I?" Nature asked you to, once the cold temperature comes, asked you to cover up. He said, "Why should I?" So he was not covering his body fully. So he was challenging the law of nature. That was, again, it was a section of yoga. Question the nature, challenge it, then find the answer from within. So he was adopting that. So like many, many sections were there in India, and now there are many varieties of this spiritual lessons. So this is the land of diversity, but there is a unity between.
What do you say to people that see that he also was the person, Gandhi, that is, behind the nonviolent movement? Because a lot of people will say that MLK was inspired by Gandhi, and even the folks in South Africa and a number of other places. And some people think that that can work, whereas we are also seeing that you sometimes have to have violence in order to have resistance, like they're doing in Ukraine and everything like that. So what do you think he would say about the notion of nonviolent resistance, and what is your attitudes around nonviolent resistance and everything like that? Because I know there are even people in other parts of the world that are still trying to practice that, and definitely Gandhi was a major proponent of that.
Personally speaking, I am against his non-violent movement. I always go through the traditional teachings of, yoga. We have two epics as Ramayana and Mahabharata. In that book, everything is discussed and explained through wonderful stories. In that Mahabharata, it is saying that during the end of the war, there was a person called Bhishma. He knew everything. He experienced 7 generations he lived, and he could win everything. Even the death was under his control. That is the way the personality was depicted. Anyhow, towards the end, the winning guy, the other side is like Pandava, one guy, Dharmaputra, he was the leader of the winning part. So he became confused, and he approached this master and asked him, to be a good ruler, what I should do. The first instruction and advice given to him, he said, Agradas Chaduro Veda, you should be completely educated. You should be the master of almost all education. Whatever is available, you should be aware of that. Knowledge of the power of knowledge. Second is Prashtada Shasharanthanu. Your cure that time, that bow and arrow. Cure must be filled with arrows. What does it mean? Idam Brahmyam, idam Chatram. Either with the mind power or muscle power, you should maintain the justice. You should protect your people. I am with that. Weapon should be there. You should be completely equipped. If somebody is attacking you, you should ask him, come on, let us talk before we get into a fight. It's called Sama. Let us talk. Peace. We will develop peace by exchanging our love, care, and ideas. If it is not working with your enemy, come on, say that. Take something. I am okay with this. Go. Take it and go. That also not working. Then you go for an intellectual argument. Come on, bring your points. This is my point, that is your point. Come on, get into an argument. Even this guy is not ready for argument also, he wants to fight only. Then attack him without giving him a chance. As I told you, right from the beginning, I was a martial art, enthusiast, and I was a boxer. Even now also I practice little bit boxing as my health maintenance. So I love either muscle power or mind power, but it should be used consciously within our under control. So I love Gandhi, I respect him, but I don't accept his non-violent movement. Here I appreciate Modi.
Yeah. So you would agree, if I'm hearing you correctly, and I know we've only got about another 5 minutes to go and everything, with what Sasha would say, which is that if you are being invaded the way Ukraine is, you have no problem with Ukraine defending themselves against the mighty Russian army and everything like that, because they tried the talking and the talking didn't work. So it seems to me like you're saying that you are supportive of Ukraine's battle against Russia.
Frankly speaking, as an individual, if you ask me a personal comment of a yogi, that clash is unnecessary as far as my political knowledge is concerned. They could have sit together and talk each other and solve the issue. Why do they fight? Because of ego, maybe some international political pressures. I don't know much about that, but being a human being, being a yogi, all wars are unnecessary. They are fighting for no reason, just to entertain, appreciate their ego, and maybe a financial, intention must be there, like the arms and all these things. We don't know; it's all international politics. But as a yogi, I am against all kinds of pains. Why should I give pain to someone else? That is what Jesus also said. Love your neighbor. See, it is easy to love somebody who is hundreds of kilometers away from you because you are not dealing with his problems. The neighbor is the reality. Every day you have to face him. Even his stupidity you have to face. But if you can love him irrespective of all his ups and downs, then that is the real love. For that, you have to have that spiritual strength. Then only you can love your neighbor. So what I'm saying is pain for everybody. Religious borders or geographical borders, these are all man-made things. Nature is not insisting you to have a border. Sun is rising for everybody. Wind is blowing for everybody. Water is there for everybody. But man, the limited brain is slowly making everything limited, narrow. So instead of that limited borders, come on, open up, go to the infinity. Then you will become the wave in the ocean. Even though you have an identity as a wave, you know the reality, you are the ocean. This is what we have to practice first, we have to propagate.
Yeah, that makes sense and everything along those lines. Just really quickly, if you can tell folks how they can reach you and about your YouTube channel and everything like that. And we'll be back on tomorrow. We've actually got a guest that's going to be discussing something that I know Rick will be interested in because she's got one of the few flying cars in the country and everything like that. So she'll be here to talk about the flying cars and everything like that. So she'll be joining us tomorrow and everything like that. But tell us, folks, how you can be reached and how you can be contacted and anything you want to about your YouTube channel and or your center itself.
Yeah, there is a website, intimacy.com. Everything is available there. Even Intimacy, INDIMASI. So it's from India and Tatvamasi, Intimacy. So once you go through that, you will get the YouTube, my views and some kind of guidances are there. Everything is available in my website, intimacy.com.
Well, I appreciate it and everything. I appreciate your assistant helping me find you to be a guest on this particular show and everything like that. Ricky, got any final comments that you want to leave Guru Sivan and everything like that before we get ready to get on out of here?
Just that I agree that we need to focus on consciousness and what is going to be happening to it over the next 50, as the Guru says, tumultuous years, and how to survive the tumult.
Yep, definitely. So any final thoughts you want to give us, Guru, for 30 seconds, and then we'll get ready to get out of here with the intro, which I did not use at the beginning. I used the 30-second clock, but I'll use the regular intro to get us on out of here. So any final thoughts you want to share with our audience?
Only thing for everybody, focus on ourselves and be settled within, then we can share that consistency with others. That is what, find happiness within and share the happiness with others. You can share what you already have.
Well, I appreciate you being on, and we'll be back, like I said, with Heather Churchy and her flying car on tomorrow, and we'll be back with some other guests as well. But you've been a great guest, and I appreciate your insights, and we'll see you hopefully in the near future as well. But it's been a good conversation, and look forward to many more of them with you, Guru. So, like I said, we're going to get on out of here from Pod TV and World Edition, and I'll see you on a later time. So definitely enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
No problem.